Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. Welcome to the Token Metrics Market Update Show. I'm your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money whether the market's going up or down, then subscribe to this channel. If you like the content, please feel free to hit the like button. If you need the best research in the business to make money in crypto, regardless of what's happening, then you want to check out tokenmetrics.com. Let's see if we can welcome some folks on the stream. I saw Northampton, UK. Okay, San Paulo, first on the stream. Welcome. Right? I know. Ouch. I hear you, Taz. I hear you. All right, we have South Florida, Logan from Montreal, Chicago. Okay, we have Angela from Greece. Okay, Manchester. Welcome to our friends from Houston. Welcome to our friends overseas in Europe and Asia. Thank you for being flexible with us with the timing. It's a very interesting market these days. All right. Let's switch into your market update. To hedge or not to hedge, that is the question. Where to park your money in crypto? How do I make money if the market goes down every day? How can I protect the stuff that I want to hodl if the market goes down every day? Right? So let's dive into that question. Let's also begin with stocks. Okay? For crypto, stocks are going to be the key going forward, right? Crypto may go down a little bit or just range trade. But let's face it, if there's a big move in stocks or bonds, that's probably going to have a big crypto impact. This is a very busy chart. On the left of the chart, you're going to see that stocks went down from its all-time high. How did it go down? Well, it went down like it was a downtrend. It was a five-wave structure. It wasn't corrective. In other words, the market wasn't going up and then there was a correction. The down move looks like a downtrend, right? No shit, right? In this environment. Then there was a corrective move up, and that did look like a correction. Then, sort of in the middle of the chart, the down move resumed, and when it resumed, it was a five-wave structure. So in other words, the stock market is showing that it's doing a downtrend, not just a correction like in the past, but this really does, to me, look like a downtrend. Now, what you want to be careful of, or what you want to watch for, is the failed rally in stocks. So in other words, if you're a crypto person, right, instead of having to watch stocks every day, which frankly has not worked, what do you want to focus on and say, all right, if I see this, right, if I see it, I can go, oh, I got to be careful in crypto. What you want to be careful of is you want to see the equity market rush up and then fail badly. Because frequently that's what happens in bear markets in equities. You'll get all the shorts covering, right? So the market can go up more than you might think, and then it can turn around and go back down hard. So if you see the big, ugly failure in equities, all right, that's a warning sign for crypto. All right. So let me just take a quick break. Okay, we've got Glasgow, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Turkmenistan, Budapest, Hungary. Welcome to you all. So keep an eye on S&P futures. That's ES1 on TradingView. Now let's go back to crypto. Let's look at total crypto market cap weekly, and let's focus on this week's candle and how it relates to support, okay, from the past. Now, the good news is that it looks like total crypto market cap is trying to find support, right? Somewhere in the area of 1.8 to 1.7 trillion. That is $200 billion away from where the market currently is. So if they flush the market out, they have the ability to flush out, say, another 200 billion. Now, that may be a dizzying number, but the idea that you can bet on a crypto bottom without kind of this total crypto blowout that may need to happen may not make sense, right? In other words, where's the bottom in crypto? I don't know. You want to get good projects at the best entry points possible. So what are you watching for? Well, you're watching for a failed rally in stocks. And if you get it in crypto, obviously the next big puke is the big puke to most likely buy for a bear market relief rally. Okay. But there is downside risk in crypto. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sort of in this trap, right? Like 41K, 42K is support. Okay. 43K is resistance. Somebody was mentioning my GAN work on Twitter. I appreciate you checking that out. All right. On this show, we tend to do more trading view style analysis, but the point is simple. If Bitcoin is materially below 41K, there is, I don't know, there's risk to the whole market. Is Bitcoin the most dangerous crypto out there to hold? No, probably not. Probably not. Okay. But there's downside risk still there, right? In other words, you can't have all the smart money saying this is a bear market and then, say, all right, well, I'm just going to buy any dip, right? You have to make the market prove it's good before you jump in. Now let's look at ETH. I'm looking at 3183, right? That is a key level where if ETH is above that, like a pivot, if ETH is above it, ETH could be okay. But if ETH continues to fail there, right, it could be a warning sign or an ongoing warning sign, okay? So I know we have the 5 boroughs. We have Samantha and all friends joining us. Thank you. Welcome, right? For ETH, you want to make the market prove itself. And if it doesn't, you want to look to buy ETH around 2,500. Okay, here is the chart hinting that if there is a final heave lower, that 2,500, 2,580 to 2,440 are relevant levels for ETH. I think if ETH actually got down there, believe it or not, that would be the time to grab ETH to start looking at NFTs. I'm getting more and more convinced, although I can't do it with TA, that NFTs or new generations or blue chip NFTs are going to be where people store value. Okay. Especially if there's a problem with art, particularly if Bitcoin is not providing the upside returns it used to. All right, now let's take a look at what our artificial intelligence at tokenmetrics.com is saying about the market right now. The crypto.com daily index. So for those of you who don't know, right, subscribers to the website, every day they can get a group of coins done by exchange, right? So for crypto.com, I can say, what are the coins the AI likes today? And when I use this, I like to see if a coin shows up over and over again, because frequently that can be a sign that, strength is coming in the future or that a new breakout is possible. Okay. Crypto.com is showing near, which we know, right? Phantom, which we know, because those are cryptos that really haven't gone down, right? I don't know that I want to FOMO into it, but our AI is definitely picking up on the fact that if there is a rally in crypto, that those coins are probably going to go up, because when the market went down, no one was interested in selling. It's just common sense. It doesn't mean you want to FOMO in. It's just that our AI is finding the strongest coins And our AI is saying, well, if it was supposed to go down and it didn't, it might go up. Okay. So depending on how you like to trade, all right, these indices are telling you potential parking spots for money. So if you have to reorganize a crypto portfolio and you want to try to at least be involved, right, time in the market in case something goes up, like if you've got 50 or 60% stable coins, right, what are you invested in? Okay. So our AI has also got Cardano and Pax Gold, which every time we do these shows, I basically blow off and say Pax Gold is like a stable coin and you shouldn't look at it. Well, I have definitely changed my mind on that, right? Like Cardano had a nice pop, but came off. Near and Phantom are at the highs of its range. So even though those coins seem interesting, I don't know that they're easy to trade. Maybe Cardano is easier because it's down so much. Kraken Daily Index has been very, very helpful in both the bull and the bear market. So again, we're starting to see Bitcoin, right? Cosmos, Cardano, right? I guess you can call them the value plays of 2022. Also, you're seeing Pax Gold, right? And I'm like, well, I guess that's a stable coin allocation, right? I shouldn't talk about that on the show, right? Wrong. Let's talk about gold. Yes, I know, shocking, but gold could be relevant going forward. Now I'm looking at the PAX futures contract and I'm noticing two things. One, it's rallying near the apex of a possible triangle. Okay. Triangles, like anything, are open to interpretation, but I am noticing that PAX, its range has been contracting. That can sometimes lead to a very big breakout. Okay. That can lead to a big move. And if you look at something down here called Bollinger Band width, right? So Bollinger Bands use statistics to tell you what reasonably should be the top or bottom of a market, assuming you're in a range. That's a simplistic definition. Now, when the market doesn't move, the Bollinger Bands contract. And when Bollinger Band, the distance between the top and the bottom, contract, it's the market's way of telling you that something is like almost dead. Like it's like the silent night, or it's the, it's the darkest before the dawn, potentially, right? In other words, something might wake up. Maybe like Bitcoin back at 10K. If anybody remembers 2020, DeFi raged for months and Bitcoin did nothing. Absolutely nothing but sit at 10K. Gold is now doing the same thing. If we go to the next chart, okay, looking at gold, okay, on the weekly chart, Rune is at support. All right, I'm watching Rune. I'm going to get to that in a minute. So don't worry, Victor, it's coming up. Right. And I want to welcome everybody from Spain and Morocco. It's time to look at gold, right? Gold on a weekly chart, right? You might say, oh my God, Bill, this is boring AF. And it has been boring AF for 2 years. But there is a huge teacup and handle formation at the top end of the range in gold. In other words, handles, for anybody who watched any of the Sunday live streams or any of the old market updates, teacup and handle is essentially a consolidation formation where a market makes a rounded bottom and then goes through this awful, choppy consolidation phase where it shakes out everyone who's bullish before it goes massively higher. Now, when is a handle over? We don't know. You don't. But if you see what gold is doing today, you may have to ask yourself, wow, it's been in our AI indices for days. And then all of a sudden it woke up and I'm like, wait, maybe gold is not a stable coin, right? Look at gold daily. This is just spot, regular, plain Jane gold. Okay. This thing is absolutely like spiking. This is like the third big green candle. And look at Bollinger Band width, right? Gold has done nothing. You guys don't remember this, but like 2 years ago, you had guys saying, oh my God, Bitcoin is going to 0 and gold is going to 10,000. 2, 3, and 5 years ago, those people were everywhere. They were everywhere. And a lot of those guys had to like backtrack on Bitcoin because Bitcoin went from 3,000 to 65 and gold did nothing. So, these guys in gold may be due for a comeback, and that may be a way to help give some juice to your portfolio, right? Imagine, if Near and Phantom hold their ground, if Bitcoin and Cardano hold their ground, but Pax Gold moons, that might be something to consider. You also have to look at small caps. I can't give you the ticker because it's for our paying customers, but there are 1 or 2 small caps that our AI has found that are up 50%. So again, how can you hedge your portfolio? Let's look at GDXJ. So not investment advice, but this is an ETF comprised of gold mining stocks. Now you're like, Bill, why the hell are you talking about gold mining stocks on a crypto show? Well, because if we like Pax Gold, GDXJ right now is at 42. Okay, the recent high from last year was 55. And I know that if gold takes off, these are like the altcoins of the gold market. So if you're asking yourself, what can I put in my portfolio that has a shot of mooning when everything else is bleeding? These are some suggestions. Now let's take a look at silver and let's talk about this idea we frequently talk about the give up trades, right? People are giving up. They gave up in silver twice. They gave up in October, they gave up in December, and they were giving up earlier this year near $22 right before it turned around and absolutely went vertical. To me, this looks like the ultimate give up trade. So there's the SLV ETF. There could be silver products in crypto. If you have to park money somewhere, gold may be better than stable coins. In other words, a while back, I was saying, 40% of your portfolio should probably be in Bitcoin and stable coins. Maybe that's stable coins in gold, right? It's not a given, right? But at least the gold would give you some upside, particularly if gold and silver have been a give-up trade. Now, this is where we get more dicey. This is SQQQ. So this is triple leveraged short NASDAQ 100. Not investment advice. ETFs are not for everyone. This has embedded leverage. So if you don't know what you're doing with these products, don't touch them. All right. But, SQQQ was at 62 back in May. Now, these things have an odd way of trading because there are derivatives and fees within it that kind of just cause these things to go down if the market is going up. But if stocks go down and you don't have the knowledge for, say, put options, or put options are too expensive, or you can't figure out how to locate the trade, and you're just like, damn it, Bill, I want to hold my Gala, I want to hold my Sandbox, I want to hold my coins, but how do I protect myself in case equities vanish now or in May? Is there something I can buy? So for a crypto person, right, if SQQQ is trading at 35, I don't think anyone in crypto is going to care, particularly with how volatile crypto is, if this thing turns around and goes to 32 or even 30, right? In other words, hedging is not free. So if you buy this, not investment advice, and it doesn't work out, well, that could be because stocks went up and crypto turned around and went up with it. So who cares? What I'm trying to get you to see is there are ways to protect yourself, right? And we got to start finding those ways so you can hodl what you want to hodl and hold on to coins that when the market does go up, you can participate in the upside. Now, a brief word about the metaverse. We did a podcast today, which I would strongly recommend you check out. It was effectively with a DAO that has invested heavily in metaverse real estate and blue chip NFTs. So it's like a real estate investment trust for the digital world. So it's absolutely fascinating to listen to this project. Okay. The ticker symbol of the coin that they have is, I believe, is VEMP, right? That token is not doing well at the moment, but he did give us some color as to what was going on in the metaverse. And he says that land inside places like Decentraland and the Sandbox is virtually sold out, has gone up a lot, but no one is developing the land yet. Now I'm like, wow, maybe we're really early in the process. Now, coming soon for these tokens, he's offering it. We anticipate there'll be staking for metaverse tokens, right? So it's not like I don't like the metaverse, right? But you have to ask yourself, if everyone's already bought all the land, is there downside risk here? And am I better off in NFTs? In other words, if I got money and I want to speculate or invest, maybe NFTs temporarily are a better way to look at art and the metaverse, not just the coins and not just the land, right? So I'm trying to expand your horizon, and I'm trying to point you towards NFTs, and the Token Metrics are working hard to try to get as much NFT research to you as possible. And that is the market update. All right, now I'm going to quickly switch over, right? I want to say hello to our friends from Poland, okay? And everybody, I appreciate Cheshire Cat. Bill gives us a market update, rain or shine. Yes, I appreciate that sentiment, right? I know we're a little late today, and we thank you for staying with us, right? I also want to welcome our friends from Spain. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to pull up TradingView and see if I can get some solid computer cooperation, and I can try to take some questions, because I know y'all are hurting out there, and I know that there's not many places you can go to get analysis right on YouTube. So I want to give you everything I can, as much as I can. So let me see if I can get the screen shared here, and I'm bringing this up. All right. And I saw somebody was asking about Gala. So let me go to my metaverse watch list. Right. And let's talk about Gala. Okay. So this is the daily chart of Gala. Right now, one of the things that I'm going to start helping people out with is, I think in order to judge what's going on, you've got to go to shorter term time frames. Right. So I'm going to a 4-hour chart in Gala. So let's go to the 4-hour chart and let's see what we can figure out. Okay, here's what I would say about this. To me, this could be actually a piece of good news. At least I hope it is. Because this looks like, this looks like a 5-wave structure on the way down. So here it comes. 1, correction up 2, big trend 3, correction 4, give up trade 5. All right. So what am I trying to tell you? Well, it looks like we're in the midst of a Gala give up trade. Right. Support is probably around an even number, like 25 cents. So in Gala, any potential buy zone, if there's any such thing as that, is right here. If you're long it and you've got to tolerate the pain, then you've got to tolerate the pain down to that level. Because look back over here, right? That 25-cent level was the original consolidation before the rocket takeoff. So if people just go, oh my God, I give up, you may have 25 cents or a bit lower, right? So it kind of goes right back to where it came from. Okay. Is Rune a good hodl if I'm already down 50%? All right, let's take a look at Rune. Okay, so I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. All right, so here's the 4-hour chart of Rune. In Rune, I see support right here. Okay, at $5.35. Now here's the deal. If you did a trade and you lost money, okay, and you can't take the pain, if the thing breaks support, then there's nothing wrong with stopping out, right? So I was looking at this. I thought cross-chain DeFi was going to be great. And I honestly, personally, don't want to give up at 535. I would actually rather buy down here. But if the trade location was wrong, right, or frankly, if I was wrong, right, not investment advice, but, this was an obvious trap. And if you got caught in that trap, then you got to reevaluate and you got to make sure that the capital that you have gets preserved. But for the moment, I think 535 is decent support in Rune, and I'm not really interested in selling it after people have killed it from 7 down to 5.5. All right. All right. Somebody's looking for ICP. I have heard interesting things about ICP. Other than I got a lot of guys on the show asking about it. Okay. So this is the 4-hour chart. Right. And one of the things I'm noticing, and I see this everywhere, is that you're really not getting bounces off support. Right. In other words, when you look at ICP, you're saying to yourself, all right, here's a low, here's a low, right? Here's a low right here, right? So what's going on here, right? Is that going to hold up or not? Okay, I certainly hope it's going to hold up, right? All right. If it doesn't hold up, you're probably looking at a move to say 24, which is down here. All right. So that's what's going on in ICP. Okay. Solana. All right. Let's go back to Solana because we covered a lot of the big coins yesterday. And I know that was yesterday, but definitely want you to go back and check out 12 big charts because I covered all the big ones along with where the downside risk is, for the big coins. Okay, so let's go over Solana. Now in Solana, 132 is support, right? That's right here. Obviously, there's no bounce off support. So either it's going to rally out of nowhere, which I can't really predict, or this slow bear market bleed continues. In Solana, downside risk is around 100. So if it breaks 132, you're looking at 100 next. Okay. I think with these big coins, the key is to try to get them at the best entry prices possible, right? In other words, I look at stuff and I go, oh my God, I got to grab this here. And then it just continues to bleed, right? The market has lost sponsorship. So if the bulls are in charge, great. Or if you can get something at a good price. In other words, catching the falling knife in some of these trades, may have to be how you play it, right? So, I mean, if our AI is like, near and phantom for momentum, Bitcoin and Cardano for value, how do you trade the rest of the market? Well, you trade it when you get a good project at a good entry point. And if you can't get a good entry point, then you don't do it. Now, that said, I realize people are not asking about Solana because they're sitting on their yacht going, you know what? I've just got so much money. I've got to somehow put it to work, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, gee, when can I buy Solana? right? As I sip my pina colada, no, no. People are asking about Solana, most likely because, they're hurting. And I understand that, right? And my heart goes out to you. But the chart says, right, 132 is support. So for the moment, it's okay. But the second that support gives out, the next downside target is 100. So you have to ask yourself, can I tolerate that? It seems like people are giving up on algo, right? Daniel lets us know to take a look at Algorand. So let's take a look at algo, right? And the question is, are people packing it in? All right. So one of the problems with algo is that I think from a long time ago, there are bag holders at the 2 level. Let me make sure you can still see that screen. Span that out a little more. Okay, that looks good. Okay. So Algorand is below Gann support, right? And it looks like if you stretch this out, right? See this point here? Okay, that is $1.23. So if you were suffering in Algorand and it looks like people are giving up, they might be. Okay. And like Solana at 132, you have to ask yourself, all right, at $1.23, it might be a bargain, right? And you need to check the token metrics grades on these things. I'm not in the mood to catch the falling knife if our token metrics grades are really bearish. However, if I was trapped in Algorand, I would actually give it a while, right? This project does have a value proposition as a layer 1, and it is definitely underappreciated. So like Rune, right? The time to give up is not when it's on top of support. You don't give up and sell support. You want to buy support, right? So even though this market doesn't look good, it's kind of interesting that the last 2 coins, at least this coin, right, looks so beat up that it's hard to be negative unless we're looking at a market-wide crypto crash, right? Which, I don't think is going to happen right this second, right? Bear market, yes, right? Something could happen in the next 2 days, yes, right? Now, again, as with all these things, and I know I'm repeating myself, you don't want to sell support, but if you can't sleep at night, you need to reduce your position. You need to reduce your position so you can, so you can think straight. Okay. What about Theta? All right, let's do one more request. Let's take Theta. Let's look at a couple more coins if we can. All right, so Theta has a nice little bounce going on today. All right, and it does look like, there was a give up trade here. All right, and it went down to support here. Right, so this was the July low. So Theta, amazingly, hit the July low, right, and traded awful. So let's zoom in and examine what this market can put bullish people through, right? Like how many days was it down here? This is 10 days of awful. Here's a hope rally followed by another 10 days of awful. In a market like this, if you're going to buy the dip and do value investing, the market is going to make you earn it, right? This like instant gratification where, I buy it and it 10Xs, that's not going to be the way it is, right? If you can buy something, right, you may have to wait days, maybe weeks for it to go. And whatever you do, I suggest you believe in it and have your research behind it. All right, now somebody is asking, what happens if Russia invades the Ukraine? One of the things that you have to be careful of in a market like this, that's kind of what they say in boxing or mixed martial arts, is it's on the ropes, meaning it's wounded, is you have to be careful that something doesn't come out of nowhere. Now, I don't think the geopolitical situation is something that the crypto market thinks about, right? So if something comes out of nowhere, That's what can create big events. Like I remember during the internet stock crash in 2001, it was sadly 9/11 that was kind of the black swan. This is why I'm emphasizing risk management. And it's also why I brought your attention to gold. So this will bring our whole presentation to a close. Value invest according to our AI, or stick with good momentum trades according to our AI, right? If gold is something that continues to show up and continues to rally, that could be a way to help protect a crypto portfolio. Selling everything is not the answer, and hodling and losing all your capital is not the answer. You have to have something in stable coins, and you have to try to find some asset that's going to go up when everything else is going down. Naturally, stay with this channel, hit the like button, and look at tokenmetrics.com as a way to survive when the market is falling. We will be here for you. This is your host, Bill Noble. I wanted to say goodbye to everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.